The Global Autism Project works on promoting acceptance and integration around the world. Let's bring in the group's founder and CEO, Ola Pinney. She joins us live from the U.S. state of Connecticut. Molly, first of all, welcome to our program. A lot of fear and misunderstanding associated with autism, especially in developing countries. What is your organization doing to erase some of those myths and misconceptions?
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Our organization partners with local individuals providing services to kids with autism all over the world to build their capacity to provide services. Our belief is that the best people to work with kids with autism in their own community are people from their own communities. So we simply provide the training and the resources to make that possible.
And in your opinion, since your organization got off the ground more than 10 years ago, have you seen significant progress?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we've seen progress not only in the projects that we've done around the world, in places where there was one person working with 2 kids and now there's a staff of 20 people working with 40 kids, but also just overall, I think, in how autism has been perceived. The conversations at the United Nations last week were really about inclusion and self-determination and autonomy. And I think that's a really important shift that we've seen, is the acceptance of people with autism. And it's something that our organization is not only passionate about, but dedicated to this Autism Awareness Month. We're calling it Autism Acceptance Month and launching a project called Project Acceptance to talk about accepting people with autism.
And how important, Molly, is education when it comes to acceptance, but also really empowerment?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, one of the things that our organization really does is we educate people. We believe that education levels the playing field, that when people are educated about not only about autism, but about how to teach those with autism, it can create a better world for everyone.
And what do you see as the greatest need internationally when it comes to treatment, training? Is it more about understanding? Is it about resources?
Yeah, I think it's really about understanding. It's about understanding that people with autism can learn. And in some places where we work, that's the very basic message that we provide, that people with autism can learn and can grow up to be independent members of society. And I think it's not only around understanding and increased resources, but the biggest piece really is around hope and having hope for these individuals' future and for them to have hope for their own futures.
And how important is giving parents and caregivers that hope?
I think that you've really hit the nail on the head with that. I mean, if people have hope, you'll see that that really informs everything that they do in terms of working with their child, training those around them. When we can shift from despair and frustration to a message of hope, it can shift everything.
And finally, Molly, what is the toughest part about your job, and what has been the most rewarding?
Gosh, the toughest part, I think, is definitely going to places where there is no understanding of autism yet. We always say yet. But there are parts of the world, where children with autism are very much overlooked. They're sometimes locked away. We hear about that a lot from other countries. And I think the most rewarding has been being able to be a small part of transforming those communities, transforming those kids' lives, literally getting children who were locked away or hidden away, and now they're in school. They're attending school and they're learning, and their families are learning and accepting them.
And Molly, what about your message on this World Autism Awareness Day? What is your message to all the parents out there who are taking care of a child with autism?
I think our message is one of love, one of hope, and really one of acceptance. I think as soon as we can accept that people with autism have a lot to teach us, we have a lot to learn from them. Once we can accept them, we can really learn and grow and support them moving forward.
All right, great message there. Ola Pinney, thank you so much. And